Okay. Pavita, which I'm not able to pronounce. And here's Joshy. Welcome.
Hey, Joshy.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good, good. Good morning for you. For me, it's evening. I'm in India.
Oh, Pavitra, you're in India. Oh, man. What time is it?
It's 8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. Okay. At least it's not the middle of the day or middle of the night, but it's pretty late.
Yeah.
So are you starting RChain India?
RChain India. No, I am part of a company known as RChain, which is one of the portfolio companies of Reflective Venture RChain. So I'm trying to create the product, and obviously as a backend blockchain, we'll be using RChain. So I'm learning the smart contract.
So are you active in any blockchain meetups or anything like that?
Yeah, so I was in Berlin. That's where I met Joshi also personally, and many other guys. So I hope to in next meetup I will meet all of you once again.
Yeah, we probably met. I don't know.
You guys were definitely in the same room. I know that because we were all doing the testnet stuff together.
Testnet stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, well, I know you each had a snippet of code you posted yesterday, and then I at some point was thinking maybe I could share with you guys the rhoPM, the rholang package manager that I started to create.
Okay.
So that's roughly what I want to try to do today. Does one of you guys want to go first, code-wise?
Yeah, but I think in my code, Jim has already hinted me something. I mean,
oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I didn't see that.
He said that while I am looking up, after looking up, let me read his statement. Just a minute on Discord channel. Let me quickly.
Yeah. Hi, Gary. What's up?
Hey.
Cool.
Hi, Gary. This is Pavitra.
Hello.
Pavitra, do you want to screen share and we'll take a peek at your code? We'll talk through what Jim suggested, and then I can learn too.
Just a minute. I just have.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Take your time. Or do you want Jim to go first?
Yeah, that would be great until I sort out all logistic issues, because I created using a VI editor on Amazon VM. I'm trying to get it on my local host so that I can open it in a more user-friendly text editor.
Oh, sure.
We're using VI here. Okay, so I'm trying to recreate the situation with the minimum amount of code.
Oh, awesome. That's really helpful.
So I'm processing a list.
Yeah.
And we have a case with the head and the tail.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a recursive call
to
the tail.
So this should print your list basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could just put here.
It's printing the string head. Yeah.
The head here, and I need a star. Okay, and then I was looking for stop here. I don't know. We need that case.
So this is interesting. Okay, so let's see.
I'm changing the case here.
Okay.
Let me just delete this. So what do we want to do now? I've matched the, if we come out to a single list item, we want
so that first one, basically you're saying you want to match on any list of any length greater than 0. Oh, Jim, that top one will still match on a single item. Tail will bind to the empty list.
No, it won't.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, we'll find out in a second, right?
Yeah, I guess that's right.
But it seems to be working. I tested that. In fact, I put that first in order to test that very thing.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I guess I'll print a list. I don't know. Oh, I can just say. Just make it real simple and say end.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Oh, and now I have to make my test case, which I'm going to send to the list.
Hi, Jay. Good morning. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Jim's showing us some code he's working on right now. Oh, nice. Okay. So you're going to send in a list of strings here, and then the list of strings is called CMD up in the function, and you're going to match it to either an interesting list with a head and a tail, or a one-item list, or whatever else. Presumably nothing else we should never even get that underscore case, but.
Oops. I screwed that up.
You might bring that back, right? Oh, that's okay. You got it.
Well, I forgot the redo command. Okay, so I'll just run this. It should change command to list. That's not a command anymore. The minimum test case I made first worked fine. Didn't find the problem.
Oh, interesting.
I
think you have mismatched brackets on that test case line.
The two blue brackets match. Oh, I see. Missing a. What am I missing? I got an extra bracket. Got two brackets. Guess I'm not awake.
Oh, so same.
Okay.
Proc variable tail at 416 used in name context at 517. Tail. Oh, you might not need those stars when you're sending I think head and tail already are processes.
I get confused with these.
Yeah, totally. I always try to remember like anything that in a more traditional programming language would be considered data. That's always a process. I think you might have the same thing on the print line up above. Nice.
Okay.
Yay.
Well, yay and not yay.
Oh, yeah, because you're trying to reproduce an issue, right?
Yeah.
So this is cool, right? That's a common pattern that you just wrote there to recurse through a list. that would be the beginnings of how we could make like a map function or something, or a fold function or something like that.
Well, here I do match last first, but it worked the other way.
Which oh yeah, it'll work if you do it in that order, because it tries to match those cases in order, and so it'll match that top one before it gets to the middle one.
So this works. I don't recurse here when I have the last one.
Okay, cool.
This one always prints match first.
Okay, so this is your debugging line, that standard out, right? And so you say, you're in the case where you matched first. You show us what first was. What is all this node business?
Oh, this is the node. Everything is a node. All of our information resources are nodes. And they have properties, and they have links.
Okay.
Okay, so
is it a typo that it says node, or that's on purpose?
That's node. Well, I did a yeah, I have the I read nodes into nodes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, I didn't really do that, but
oh, should that be, Jim, that line you're on, should that be a persistent listen? Or no? No, okay. There's some variable in here called this that just holds.
Right.
Okay, I see. And you put it back on node right away. Yeah, I see.
It's sort of a C++ object model approach.
Okay.
Where your call is the name of the class.
Okay.
The first argument is the instance, and then you have the function.
Okay.
And then you have the arguments.
Okay, I see. And then, oh, so then you take something off of this. Oh, this is interesting. I feel like there's so much.
This is a node. It's a map that has properties and links.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from that thing,
so
you pull in this.
I read in the list, the node. I mean, not the list. It's a map.
Yeah. Okay.
And I write it back again because I'm not going to change it in the query. And the query operation doesn't change it, so I write it back immediately so the next guy can use it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, and then I match on the name list, and this is that list pattern again.
And that's where we are. Okay, good. That helped. I think I'm pretty close to up to speed. And you've got another method up top called link to, for example, and there's probably more in the file.
Yeah, it's just new, and I haven't filled that much.
Cool.
So if I have the tail,
yeah.
If I have a list with multiple items in it, it always prints this line here, the first match.
Okay.
And then I check to see if there's a link in the node matching the first thing on the list. If there's a link on the, if that's not even nil,
yep.
Then I'm going to recursively call the node with the tail as arguments. So I've processed the first item by traversing a link. So this is the next link. I get from the links, I get the thing with the first name. So for example, one of my links as contracts. It's where I keep all my URIs.
Okay. Cool. And then
so have it in there, node, as the name that would be the first thing on the list. It would be contracts, comma, node.
Okay.
Would be the name list to get that URI.
So let's see. I want to make sure we save enough time for Pavitra to go to. Can you show us how it like might run here?
Yeah. Well, the point is that this never prints, even if I have the standard out, it never gets here. But the else clause works.
The else clause happens every time.
No.
Oh no.
It only happens if the first is if the link is not found in the node. If the node doesn't have a link with that name.
Well, so what happens if the node does have a link with the name?
Then it's supposed to call itself recursively.
But what actually happens?
Nothing happens. It doesn't print this standard out here, which is currently commented out.
Okay, cool. So show us your test case and then let's see it. Oh yeah, we do want that back. You're right.
I thought, I just wanted to make sure if the only thing in there was the recursive call, that it wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't show you the test case. But then we look here, this is in reverse again. Okay, we did a query with a bogus thing that doesn't exist. And we can see here we got first.
Okay. So let's see. What's all the other output that you skip? Can we put it in chronological order? And then there's a bunch of output. Is this your test case at the top?
This is the node contract that we were just looking at, Ronnie.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of output from it, right? So I see where the contract code ends there, and then the very first line of output says new links, props, data. What does that all come from?
Yeah, this is the test case. We create 3 nodes.
Okay, so it's a list, and I'm looking just at the first one because I want to understand the data structure a little bit. So it's a list. It's a list of the string new, and then a map, and that's it. So it's a 2-item list, right?
This is just the this is what we create initially.
Yeah, right. Okay, and then so
these are this is the final state.
Oh, okay.
After I link them. Okay, and all this is correct. Sort of. Okay, what's confusing me here is that I have unforgeable names sometimes, and I have the actual map sometimes.
Oh, so maybe it's generated wrong in the first. Maybe that I don't fully understand the scenario here, but maybe there's a place trying to put in a process. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody have any ideas about that?
It seems to work, okay? In other words, the link loop can be an unfortunate name, but it can also be, well, let's see, the actual, the map.
All right, yeah. So let's just ask the field, like, what do we think we need to see to understand the problem here? Do people understand the data structure or what's trying to happen?
The main thing is here is that when it doesn't find the link, it gives us the error message. That the bogus is not the name of a node in the link map of, and it shows the, then it shows the node, which is, which is correct. The issue is, why doesn't it ever do this recursive call or this standard out? And this may be a bug.
Well, that just, I mean, the reason is it means your if case is never matching. That's for sure. I just feel like I don't understand the data structure clearly enough to be able to help debug it.
It certainly does work because we see this print out.
No, that's in your else clause though, not in your if. Right? Do you see this match for, yeah, we see the debugging line. So that means we definitely pattern matched correctly. Then we never see the if clause and we always see the else clause, right? Or what do you mean? Or what did I not understand?
Well, if it gets the node, the first thing, it doesn't print the error. It only prints the error if it doesn't find the node. If it doesn't find the node in the links. The error only prints out where am I here?
All right.
Okay, if I query a bogus thing, I get the error message. Okay, if I query something.
All right, so hang on. I just need to process for 1 second. This is all your test cases at the bottom, right? This whole long list of sending thing on node.
Yeah.
And then, oh, but no, wait. There's a 4 in there at some point. So.
Right. I wait until I've made all the changes to the nodes, and the node, and that all works.
Okay, so let's. I want to get some input from someone else here. So let's either who's here, Jay, Pavitra, or Gary. Can someone try to explain in their own words what the use case is here or what problem we're trying to solve? I think that might help me fully wrap my head around it.
I don't know. I'm kind of missing it too. So I mean, what I'm trying to understand is where or what the links are, like in the nod data type. Say nod.get links.
That's a map.
So that you're passing in a map. That's the idea.
Yes. Then the nodes are maps that contain maps.
You're passing in a list of maps.
Now, when I do a query, I pass in a list of links. Like here I have next, and then I have props. Here I have bogus, and then props. That's the props are the property. Okay, all the nodes have a name, they have a properties, they have a link, they have a private key, which is not used yet. It's for.
So Jim, what is I think maybe what we need to know is the full like clarity of your data structure. What is the schema for this data? Is it a structure that's nested, that's like recursive and can be arbitrarily deep, or is it multi-dimensional? You know what I mean? Like if you could draw out a picture or something to help us understand the data. I think the trouble is just not fully understanding the problem to be able to help debug.
Okay, so I guess it would help if I went over the use case. And
yeah, okay. So let me ask you this though. It's almost 10:30. Should we let Pavitra show his code a little bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do that, and then we can solve this problem either later on in the hour or the next time we get together.
I really think it's a bug in the interpreter.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that would be good to figure out and be able to tick it. I agree with that for sure.
All right. Thanks, Joshi. Should I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me quickly set up explain the context. Whatever I posted on Discord, but let me quickly explain. So this is a savings account.rho, which is I have created from your guide only, Joshi, and it is working perfectly well. So I mean, there is a contract known as open account, which is taking a control panel, and it has got three functions: deposit, withdraw, and check. All right.
All right, so let me just repeat this back. So there's a contract here called open account. This is going to basically like make some kind of account this is like the user registering for something. That's when they call this.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool. And they send in
an
initial value. Oh, it's a bank account, right? They send in like
bank account, right?
However much
initial value
depositing, and then the account holder control panel. That's going to be like their capability.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
So this is kind of a master contract which I want to execute on. Opening. So whenever a new person walks into the bank, I want to create his own personal channel and passing him to the open account so that I get the handle on this personal account. Okay.
Nice.
And on this, I would be executing the methods like deposit, withdraw, check, withdraw, and deposit. Okay.
Yeah.
So this I have taken from your guide only, and it is working beautifully. So while I designed that, I obviously thought this is not a real-time practical scenario, because as and when millions of users will sign in, I cannot keep on modifying the same code. So I wrote this. I mean, few days back, I wrote this guidelines. I guess this is how it should happen in reality. Open account should be registered as a name. Each new account should be registered as a name, and name of Pavitra account should be used again and again for withdrawing on deposit. So basically today, after learning the registry in the name, I tried to split this entire program into three parts.
Okay.
The first part was very simple. Just only the first function, which is like open account master contract. So you can see this entire code is exactly same, which are working beautifully.
Okay.
In the last, I just tried to register it, insert arbitrary
bundle plus of open account, and you'll get something back on RChain. Okay.
And I thought to print this RChain onto the console. And that is why I assume that I will get a reusable contract known as open account for further use. Okay.
Okay.
So whatever value of this URI got printed on my console, I picked it in this contract. I am calling it each user individual contract.rho. So basically my assumption is, like the way I tried to philosophically divide is I created a master contract known as open account, which was accepting a control panel. Then I thought, okay, whenever a new person is walking into a bank and trying to open an account, I will create an individual contract on that guy and passing his particular account contract as a argument to the main open account. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do here is a lookup. And this is something which I got from the console panel. And I passed into open account avatar. I mean, the main contract was open account. So I somehow feeling that I got an avatar over here. Okay. So, and after getting this open account avatar, I am getting the name from this avatar, and then open account channel name. I am now passing 100 as initial balance and this Pavitra account as a channel. So this is how I am hoping that I got a handle Pavitra account where I would be actually doing deposit, withdraw, and check. This is in principle I'm trying to assume.
Okay. Yeah.
So now again, in reality, now Pavitra would again walk into the bank. I mean, might be every day he will walk into the bank. So I don't want to repeat this code again and again. So I thought to register this Pavitra account channel also again into the again into the name registry.
Right.
And
so,
I thought.
So let me make sure I understand this right. So in this code, you're actually going into the bank saying, I want to create an account. So the first thing you do is look up in the registry, where's that open account contract as before.
Yes.
And just as a bit of standardizing style here, I think normally people will call it the same thing once they look it up that they called it when they registered it. So where you've called it here like open account avatar channel name, it maybe could still be called open account because it's the same name you registered before.
Okay.
But I'm with you. This looks really good. And so then at the bottom, what you do at the bottom is, this is you've walked into the bank, you've looked up the open account thing, you've called open account. Now at the bottom, that for URI, that's waiting for, your debugging message even says it. Unique name just for your account.
Yes. So basically I'm giving him his passbook or might be his thing, so that I thought now in third thing, now this guy would every day keep on walking into the bank. So that is where I thought to look up Pavitra account, which was opened for Pavitra when he walked into the bank. And on that, I want to do deposit, withdraw, and keep on doing that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to open the account again and again for Pavitra, and I don't want to redefine open account contract again and again. So this is how I thought it's the absolute level of modularity.
This is exactly the right design. Very, very good. So like you as the creator of this DApp will deploy the open account thing once at the beginning.
Yes.
And the second file you showed us will be deployed by the DApp front end every time a user registers.
Yes.
And then something like this one, probably some subset or different combination of operations, depending on what they want to do, will be deployed by the DApp front end every single time they interact.
Yes. So I was assuming in my program that using our gRPC and all, I would be just sending this command eventually. That if the deposit is coming, then just send the deposit.
Yeah, it's always going to have to include that lookup.
Yeah, that's true. This much. In real-time scenario, this will not be this much.
Yeah.
Only one command at a time.
Totally.
A person came for withdrawing, I will do only this much.
Yeah.
A person came for deposit, I will do only that much. So this much of code I will keep on repeating. This is
awesome. So what's you having any problems or is it working?
So now let's go to my console. Okay. So my problem is, each individual, not each individual.
Pavitra, when we're done with this, can I get those code snippets? I would love to add those to the tutorial.
Okay, I will send it to you. 34. Just a minute. 34. All right. So when I execute it, so you see here we got a unique name this. So that means this is the registry of open account, which is the master contract.
Yeah. Okay.
So I am not modifying it now. Last time I copied pasted and the right value I placed over here, each individual account contract. Okay.
Wait, is it the same thing though?
Or should I do it once again? No problem. Let me modify it now. So we got this value RHO:ID: something something. So let me take this value. Let's execute once again real time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd love to see it.
No problem. No problem. Let's repeat this complete thing. And I will paste it over here. So this is how, just a minute. So this is how I believe that I will get the open account avatar for my further use. Okay. So now let's try to execute this program, each individual user contract.
Okay.
So we are trying to simulate the case when Pavitra walked into the bank and he's opening the account.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that. Okay, so I saved that program in the name of 35 underscore each user individual contract underscore new.rho, and let me try to execute that. Underscore new. Okay, I'm executing it. We can see that, okay, now Pavitra account is registered. Here we got the unique name of Pavitra specific account. This is something, a contract whenever each new user is walking in. So we are registering their individual contract and keeping the name ready with us. Okay.
Yep.
So this is what I will note once again. Okay.
Yeah.
And now in future, I just want to keep on using this code to keep on withdrawing the money and depositing the money. So for that, I have written a third program. Okay.
Yep.
So this is the real life scenario that now on this guy, you can see that individual user account avatar. I am trying to invoke that.
Oh. Hey, I want to pause for just 1 second to call something out here. I was just trying to wrap my head around this. In reality, registering your specific capability like that into the registry gives anyone who can actually gives anyone control of your bank account. So I know this is just an example, but I just wanted to call that out to.
Yeah. So that is where, thanks to Jim, he also guided me once this program is running. He said that I have to encrypt this key or something. I will experiment what he's suggesting me tomorrow. He said that I have to somehow hash or encrypt these names. That's what he says.
Yeah, there's a good pattern for this I want to make it an even better pattern, but there's a pretty good pattern in basicwallet.rho that shows how you can do that. Just, take in as an argument, a signature, and it'll verify the signature and all that stuff. But okay, so anyway, this is working really nice though. Everything's gone as we expected so far, right?
So far, everything is good. All right. So now I got the Pavitra's account here in individual user account avatar. And from that, I pick individual account avatar name. And that is where I'm simply calling deposit of $20, then withdraw of $10, and then I'm checking and whatever, exactly same code which was existing in this beautifully working one piece of code. I mean, where everything was written in a single line, right? From where we started to split. This is beautifully working code. Only thing is this code I tried to split in 3 parts. So now let's go to the third part and let's try to execute it. So see, keep doing transactions.rho. vi 36 underscore.
Yo, wait a second. Did you ever print anything in this? Oh yeah, yes, I see. Console channel dot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, console channel dot message. Yeah.
Gotcha.
New.rho. Keep doing transactions new.rho. Just a minute. So we have just now placed a new registry, whatever you have registered once again, and I'm saving.
Did you update that URI?
Yeah, I updated in front of you. We can see it once again. YSP1R. Just a minute. Let me show it to you. YSP1R, the latest one. Okay.
Yep.
Now let's try to run this third program. 36 underscore. Oh. 36 underscore transactions underscore new. So what we are expecting those withdraw and deposit statements which were running from a good program, single program, right? Now let me run it.
I can't. The suspense is killing me.
All right. So I ran this program, the third program which you just now saw, right? So we can see evaluating everything is working perfect, but it did not print my statements. The statements like this, I show you. Withdraw of amount this much successful. Like this was supposed to be printed.
Oh, that was this is back in the open account contract.
Yes, because
we registered. Okay, so that makes me think. So there's a lot of comm events that should have happened in between you making those calls and getting those messages. So let's go through and see exactly. Jim was doing a really good job of that, going and putting a standard out in like each and every 4 contracts, so we can see exactly how far in we got. So let's look at let's look at the third file again, the one where you're trying to use your bank account.
Yes. This is my third file. Let's see.
Okie dokie. And here's something. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see where you made console channel. I see where you made the lookup. Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
One thing that bothers me here is that he's writing to act 3 times and he's reading it once.
Oh, yeah.
What?
So
No, but I am doing persistent read.
That's not persistent. Is it? Wait, can you unhighlight it?
Double, I mean, it's not a single line. So
Oh, that's double. Oh, sorry, my screen. That's my screen's problem. Okay, yeah. So, oh, right. So you should have gotten a message. You're expecting a message back?
Yes, I am expecting a message back.
Here's a thought that I had. We should put a write to console channel immediately. Well, we should put one like in parallel with your lookup just to make sure this executes as we expect it does. And then second of all, we should put one inside that for just to make sure we actually get your bank account control panel back. So just places to add debugging lines.
So let's try to do this. Console channel. Got. All right. Should I execute this?
Let's see. Let's put these all the way through because it's a long edit run cycle. So let's get one in parallel with lookup up top. Just something like third files running, and then whatever method we're going to call deposit. Let's make sure we've done a good job with debugging through deposit. Yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. And
just a minute.
Square
brackets also. Just a minute.
That message is actually, that's not quite right. That message needs to go inside the for. We haven't successfully looked it up until we get something back.
Okay. So what do I print here?
Ideally that should go as soon as the program runs. This is just like execution started or something.
Okay, execution started or something. Let's see what is happening.
Cool. I was gonna say maybe we should do the same thing in the deposit method, but we already deployed that one. So let's start here.
Okay. No, there we already have good logs. You can see here.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Let me show you. See, okay, you are saying STD out we should do here. I mean, they are returning to the acknowledgement channel. Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not worth it now because this is deployed, but yeah, you're right. There is stuff in there.
Let me deploy this. All right, I'm trying to run this recently modified program, okay?
Yeah, nice.
Oh, now it is in syntax at a time. Line number 4, just a minute. I would have made some mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, one square bracket missing. All right. Oh, it got individual user account avatar name as nil. Okay.
Okay, that's insightful, right? So the registry returns nil when there's nothing registered at the URI that you gave it.
Now, I was getting that until I had to do a propose before it would the registry lookup would work.
So
okay.
I've only used the registry with deploy propose, and I was surprised to see it work at all with eval, but it did seem like it worked the first time. So yeah, I don't know. I'm with Jim though. I think it would be safe to try this with deploy propose.
Deploy and propose. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means I have to run these first program first with the deploy and propose, right? That means 34 underscore. Okay.
Yeah. So okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me look at the time here again, because I do want to show you guys something that I was working on recently. Oh, I can't exit full screen. Darn it. Hold on. Okay, we've only got 10 minutes left. I wouldn't mind showing you guys the row package manager, and then anyone who has to leave at the hour can leave. And if Jim and Pavitra, if you want to hang around, or if anyone wants to, I'm available to keep helping with debugging today after this session.
All right, but the key takeaway for me is that I have to do a deploy and propose and then try it out. That's
a suggestion. I'm not totally sure that will help, but I think it's an easy thing to try, and then we'll learn something about the node too.
Yeah, and the strange thing about it is when I deploy it, it doesn't run, and I don't know why, but and it uses and it's the same value I got when I did the eval, the same URI.
Okay.
So the URI I got during the eval, if I deploy the contract, it doesn't seem to run the test cases for some reason, and the URI then works fine. So just try a deploy and propose, and run your test again.
All right, sure, I will do that.
You don't have to deploy your test.
Yeah, I have to deploy first two of my programs.
Right.
First two of the three programs. Okay.
So the tool I want to show you guys actually makes that exact process that we were just living a little bit easier and a little bit nicer. So, I'll show you two tools actually. So let me get to the right place. Programming projects. I made a tool called RChain, and it is basically like a deployment tool. And so let me start by just opening my editor here to show you a use case. So here in my example project, well, that's kind of small. Let me do it this way too. Okay, so here in my example project, I have a couple files. One is called powers.row, and this is a main rholang program that I want to run, and so I'll show it to you in a second. But it depends on a couple other dependencies, and they live in the math folder here. They're called square.row, cube.row, and fourth.row. Okay? So, and remember, this is just a toy example. The rholang's not what's interesting. The deployment is what's interesting. So here's the code for, oh no, that's not the one I wanted. Here's the code for powers. This is my main program here.
Okay.
And it makes up all these channels, and it does this. It does some debugging. It says I'm in the powers contract. And then it does some computing with other things. It sends this value n, whatever number came in, off to square, sends n off to cube, sends n off to fourth. And when it gets answers back from all of those sub-computations, then it prints this line. It'll say something like 3 squared is 9, and cubed is 27, and fourth is 81, or something like that. So not super interesting. In fact, that's the same test code I used here. So it should tell us that exact thing about 3. Now, the interesting part is these comments up here. So I don't have these square, cube, and fourth contracts defined in this file. Instead, I have them done each in their own file. And so to use these together, I have to do exactly what Pavitra just did, which is all these registry lookups. And they're a pain in the butt to code, and you have to copy and paste the URI, and it's a time sink. So instead, we have these import statements. And then over here in one of the dependencies, like fourth is one of the dependencies, you can see that I exported. The plus is just like bundle plus. I'm going to register a read-only version of fourth, and it does, nothing too interesting. This one's a little interesting because it also has a dependency on square. So how do you fourth power something? Well, you square it, and then when you get the result back, you square that same result. Okay, anyway, so the dependency graph looks like this. It always depends on fourth, square, and cube, and fourth also depends on square. All right, so that would be a lot of copy pasting of URIs and all that stuff. And so here's how you deploy it with rhopm. I gotta kill my file editor. There we go. And get to my example project. So there it is. So it's a Node.js project. What did I call it? There we go. So I'm going to run rhopm.js, and the package that I want to deploy is powers.rho. Oh, and I have to have a node running, right? I don't have a node running right now. So here's another utility. Oh, Pavitra, this is the one I pointed you to the other day, called Fresher, and it basically automates the process of starting an R node in Casper mode, because normally you've got to supply a validator private key, which is copied from somewhere else. You got to delete your data directory to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. So when you run Fresher, oh no. Oh, I can fix that, okay. It creates a temp directory for you, and then all of the files it creates are going to live in that temp directory. And it creates a new random one every time. So you never conflict with an old run, and it automatically gives you Casper. So the problem here is that I actually have the upcoming Node 8 installed, and the syntax changed. So for Fresher, I just have to tell it that so it can do the right thing. But for normal Node 7, you just type Fresher, no arguments or anything. And so it starts up my Casper node for me.
Yeah. So this is for the Debian, right? I was running it on RHEL. I will create it a Debian instance also. This Fresher?
Right. These are all node projects. They should run on Red Hat just fine.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, no problem. It's taking a long time to start the node, though. Okay, almost there. I don't know if you guys can hear it. My fan is going nuts right now. There's one more message, I thought. There we go. Okay. So now I can deploy this thing. So I'll make this nicer eventually too. It should just be like rhopm -- package powers.rho. And so it gives me a bunch of output and makes some calls to the node. Oh no, we got an error. Let's go through it a little bit at a time and see what we can figure out from it. So this is sort of just debugging, but it's also helpful. It found that there were 4 files to deploy, right? So there's well, these 4 from the diagram.
Yeah, to resolve the dependencies. Wonderful. That's good.
Yeah, resolve the dependencies. Exactly. So it noticed that in the first block, because there's a round trip time that takes to propose a block and everything. So it wants to deploy as much as it can in each block. And so it discovered that square and cube, which don't have any dependencies, can both be deployed in the same block. So it comes back with success, blocks created and added. That seems good. But it looks like then it didn't look up the URIs successfully. That's too bad. But then it also looks like it kept going. There were 2 files to deploy. It started the deploy of fourth, which is exactly right, because it can't deploy powers until it deploys fourth.
Yeah.
And then same thing here, and it says started deploy of powers. So I don't know what all the Node.js problems are. It actually seems like it might have worked. let's see what the node says. It created 3 blocks. I'm just going to try it and see. Oh, well, it clearly didn't work because it didn't give me the output from powers. But that might be because I upgraded to the new node and this doesn't work with the new node yet. So let's see how fast I can do this. My goal right now is to downgrade back to the stable node. Oh. And I want to install this one that says working.
Okay.
I would love to know how to have more than one version of the same Debian package installed. I don't know if I'm enough of a power user for that, though.
Yeah, you could use Docker for rnode.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, then I could have as many containers as I need. Can I communicate with them from my host system then? If I have the node running in Docker, I can still communicate with it through my like actual native command prompt.
Yeah, it'll open the ports for you.
Oh, that's awesome. Is that how you run it, Jay?
Yeah, as of today, it is.
Oh, cool.
Can you specify the ports with the valve?
Yeah, you can port forward. That's just part of Docker.
There's just like command line syntax. I just do like forward whatever to whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, let's try this again and see if it works on node 7. Oh, in fact, even in hindsight, I know exactly the problem. The gRPC interface changed a little bit for how you pass in flow price and flow limit between the 2 node versions. So this is the same as what we already looked at. It just is missing all of the error messages. And now my node is running correctly. Lots of debugging in there, but here's the final result.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah. So the rholang itself, as I mentioned, isn't that interesting, but for these deployment cycles that you have to test over and over, like registering open account, then actually creating Pavitra account, and then using it, and then maybe using it again, it can automate some of that kind of stuff. So this lives at, oh, I haven't even opened my web browser yet today. That's a nice thing.
But this is your innovation. This is not a part of Rholang as language. You use the comments over there, right? Can you show the program once again?
Yeah. So that's what I want to
And the magic is done in the node.js. I mean, node script. Magic is done there where you are trying to deploy and then getting the key. And in the background, we are doing the entire stuff which I was doing manually. Right?
Exactly. So here's where it lives. I will drop that in Discord.
This is very cool. I like how you separated the network dependency into separate blocks, which I guess.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was a fun nerdy thing to program. So it's not super, as you can see, like I mostly banged it out in one go and then made like incremental improvements. So it's not super organized, but it's enough, I think, to get you started. And the README is pretty decent. So here's the syntax I used for exporting and import. In fact, this is the one that I used, a write-only bundle. That's the most common one. And then here's the import syntax. So for me, this was like import math/fourth.row, and then the name of the actual contract that I imported. And soon I want to make it, I want to publish it on NPM, so you can just like NPM install global row PM. That would be great, but I didn't do it yet. Yeah.
And it creates the file so that if you deploy on, make it actual deploy, you then have the copies of the programs that created it.
Yeah. Oh, there's one other thing that I should show real quick that I forgot to show. If I do, let me look at the command line options real quick. Because there's one other nice feature that speeds up big deployments. I think it's like this. File. I don't know. So if I do it's going to do my deploy again, but this time I told it a place to save information about what was deployed. So we should have a file now, that one, info.json. And it's hard to read, but it tells me where everything is deployed on the blockchain. So if I run the same deploy again, I don't know. Well, I haven't worked on it recently enough to remember, but somehow I made it not redeploy all the dependencies. It was going to remember that they were there and just dynamically link them. But I forget how I set that up to work
Yeah.
at the moment. So, okay, so it is 11. So if people are looking to go at the end of the session, that's totally cool. And if anybody wants to hang around and debug with Jim or with Pavitra, I'm down for that too.
All right, well, thanks for the session.
I've got to run. Thanks. This was great. I'm learning a lot. I need to get back up to speed on coding though. But yeah, carry on, and I'll see you soon.
Cool. Awesome. Good to see you again, Gary.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Jay.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And I will also try my stuff with the event, deploy and propose. And so let me do that in offline, and maybe in the next call I will share my results.
Cool. Oh, speaking of the next call, I'm going to be in Korea next week.
Okay.
So I wonder, I hope that you guys meet in my absence. Maybe we can get Jeremy or David or Rinka or somebody to host, or if not, one of you guys can host. That would be cool.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So does anybody want to debug, or should we wrap?
Yes. Yes. I gotta fix this bug.
All right, let's do it. I want to thoroughly understand your data structure now, Jim. Oh, but can you kick me off the screen share? Something goofy's going on.
Okay. The easiest way to show this is if I take the 3 nodes and I have to look. Ooh, filtered out. What is this? Did I run out of memory?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that one, Jim.
So I guess it's gone here. But what I have done here is I have the output here. I copy it in the bottom of the file to put it in the gist as a comment. Okay, and if I copy the 3 nodes that I created. Okay, and I stick them in a oh, that's not it. Where did it go? Oh no, here it is, way over here.
Oh, this is exactly what I want to see. Yeah, I want to wrap my head around this data for a second.
Okay. So
So every one of these
the
bad boys.
structure here has is a map, and the map contains properties, links, and it has a super here.
Okay, so every one of these has properties, links, and 0 or more additional keys. Or no? Oh, super means the parent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So everyone has super, props, and links.
I haven't quite worked that out. It's really supposed to be for object inheritance, and I have to get past this before I can even think about that.
Okay. Yeah. Understood. So then the links includes. Can you highlight just links and where it ends? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This has one link. Okay. The name of this node is root. Okay. And
Okay.
the root node has one link, which is next.
So are you making like a tree here?
Yeah, it's like a tree, but I don't, except that it has loops, so it's a graph.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, and the next. Now this is where I have a copy of the contracts node, and I'm not sure why I have a copy and not an unforgeable link. That's another problem, but that's not the problem we have right now.
Oh, do you want to try to solve that one? That seems like it might be manageable, and then help me think about it a little bit better.
Well, I think if it doesn't work, it's not going to help us. It would make things a little cleaner here. But you see, this is a copy of the contracts URL. The contracts.
Yeah.
Contract, which is
Well, some of these things have pub keys.
Okay, this is the contracts node, and there's a copy of it, and it's put in as a link in the first one. Okay, so this one is we have one named node 3 here, and node 3 has one link called loop, which is the unforgeable name of node 1, root. So loop goes back to root.
What does super do? Isn't that what super is supposed to do?
I can link any node to any node. It doesn't have to be a tree.
Oh, this is okay. This is a case where I see what you're saying. So super.
Yeah, don't. Let's not get into super.
Okay.
Because a node can be be linked in many ways. So it sort of belongs to where it was created, if it was created somewhere. But it can have many parents.
So what exactly are we trying to solve now? You're trying to recurse through one of these things?
Right, I'm trying to get the data. And if I...
So I see data true up in the top one, right? You're trying to extract that true?
Yeah, every node has properties. I can get the properties of a node.
Okay.
That works. Okay, and I can get the links, I think. But when I get the links, it's not printing. So I proved that I can prove that it does follow the link.
All right, try to walk us through it, I guess.
Okay, now I have the cases commented out here that work. Okay, if I query the root node for the properties, I get this output: name, root, data, true.
So why is props in a list there? Because you could query for more than one thing?
Right.
Okay.
The whole idea is that it traverses the graph.
Oh, it's recursively looking for props here. Well, what are you going to do with cycles?
It's right now. There's only one thing on the list, so it's not recursing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I follow each in the second one. I look for the link bogus.
Can you highlight the second one? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh. So the list here is a path through the graph.
That's right. It's a path.
Okay. I'm starting to get it now.
This is like a Unix file system.
Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to see. Right. So in the one where you've highlighted the word props, you're calling up this node contract. The instance that you're giving it is ret1,
which is root. It has the name root in the property.
Hold on. Don't you want to be giving it like nod1 or something? Ret looks like a channel that you used. Oh no, maybe not. What's the difference between a ret and a nod?
Nod is the value that I read.
Yeah, but what type? I'm asking about like types, I guess. Is nod is a node?
Yes, I'm reading the value of a node.
Okay.
The node is ret1.
So on the line where you have the word root highlighted, what are you're passing in the very first parameter there is an instance on which you're running the query, right?
Yes, that's the root node.
So why would what I don't understand is at some point you have a line that says for nod1 from ret1, nod2 from ret2, etc. Why would you ever be expecting messages to be passed over the nodes? The nodes are data, right?
Well, they're channels. You know, and there's a node written to that channel. You know, a value is written.
Can you show us the query method again?
I'm sorry?
Can you show us the query method again?
Query. So now, what was your question again?
So my question was, what are we expecting to take in as the first parameter? So when you call node.
Yeah, so in that case, I'm calling it with props.
No. This. I'm asking about this.
This.
Yeah, right. So you have contract node. It takes in this, which is the instance, and then it takes in query, which is how you're pattern matching to get the right method, and then it takes this path through the graph, and finally the channel you're going to give the answer back on.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So then you do some debugging, and then you say, oh, this is what tripped me out before. I feel like there's a step of indirection or something, but I'm maybe starting to get it. So now you read in the node from this, which used to be called like ret1 or something, right? That's what this is.
Right.
Okay. So now we have a node, and so we try to match on We match on name list, which is this file path, right?
Right.
And so then you say if we're down to a 1-item list, then you do some debugging.
Mm-hmm.
If last equals self, and then you say self is a virtual reference to the node itself, we haven't seen that yet, right?
No.
Else return node.get, node.get. So your node, oh, this is when we're on the last one. Node.get last, so why would node have something called called whatever last was? Oh, those are like files, right?
It's because it's the last thing in the list, or because it's the only thing in the list. The example we were looking at, we just said a list of one thing, props.
Right. That part I understand. That part I understand. But then what does the node, when you say node must be a map, right? Have we created one of, oh yeah. Dot get props. Okay. I'm starting to understand. If node.get last, whoa, wait a second. Okay, I think your last not found in might not work because you've already.
It does work.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in par. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And then. Okay, so the more interesting case, you match first and tail. Okay, I'm starting to get it. It took me a while to wrap my head around the use case. We do some debugging, and you say match first with whatever it was. No get links. That part I still don't get. Tail nod. So what's the nod.get links.get first? Oh, links for yeah. Okay, you're digging up the next node, right?
Right.
First is wait, first. Oh yeah, it was the head of the list of the path that you're about to travel down. So
Right.
you're getting that one from the links. Okay, I'm starting to get it, man.
I probably should have called it head.
It's okay. I'm following. If nod.get links.get first is not equal to nil. This never prints. Okay, I think I clearly understand the problem now. And you're saying that so yeah, but I'm still back to where I was before though, where I say like you never get that thing that says calling node, that debugging line, right? That never prints.
Right.
Ever. So I think that just means your if is never true, right?
Well, if in the case when the link doesn't exist, it prints the error message from in the else. It only prints the else if the first thing doesn't match.
Oh, you're saying there are cases where it neither prints calling node nor prints is not a name of a node in the link. It does neither one of them?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's super trippy. What?
Yeah, it is super trippy. And I
Okay,
don't know how to debug this.
What?
I don't know how to debug this, and I don't know how to fix it.
Okay, well, thank you for having the patience to bring my dense ass up to speed. Can you show me the test case again? So which one are we doing right now? Oh, there's a lot going on here. Oh, some of it is linking and setting them all up, right?
And the setup works, except that I don't understand why sometimes I have an unforgeable name, and sometimes I have the actual data.
Yeah, so let's dig into that a little bit. So we have node bang new. So you're creating a new node. What is nil there?
The super.
Okay. And then the next thing is props?
Props.
And then the next thing, that empty map is?
Link.
And then the next thing?
Next thing is the public key.
Okay. And then ret1 is where that node's going to come back.
Right. And my idea is that the security that I'm getting here is that we encrypt the URI before we send it back. If the public key is provided. So that it won't be in the log or on the blockchain unencrypted.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm not ready to wrap my head around that yet. I want to debug what's going on here. So node, okay, so then we build another new one, and the next thing, so this one is props, right? It only has a name prop. It also has no links, has no pub key, and you called it node 2. Okay.
Okay, and then this commented one out is just, I thought maybe there was a timing problem, but there wasn't.
Okay.
I can
So you create another one.
Delete that because the nodes are being created correctly, more or less.
Okay.
The only difference might be when we're looking into the other problem.
So now you create after the commented line, you create a third new node that has the parent ret2, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's going to be.
It's not used. It's not used.
It's not used. Okay, that's going to be an unforgeable name though, because you put the star there.
Okay, if I didn't put the star there, I'd get an error, right?
That's right, because you can only send a process. But you know, when you're printing out the process that represents an unforgeable name, that's where you get those unforgeables. So that seems fine, because remember, ret2 is really, it's not the node itself, it's the channel on which you're gonna get the node, right?
Right.
So channels show up as unforgeable this and that. So I think that's okay.
Yeah.
So you've called it node 3. That's its only prop. It has 2 links. It has a loop.
No, it only has one link.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It has one link called loop that points to the very first one we made.
Right.
That points to the. Okay, so you just made the. Oh, weird. But Jim, we're making the directory thing backwards, right? When we give it a link like that, we're saying we create the child directory and then the parent directory, and we say the parent directory references the child directory.
I was just testing here to see if I gave it a map of a link map, and it's arbitrary. It could be anything.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm with you. That was just a really interesting.
I don't think I would very often have a link map to start out with.
Yeah.
Okay. But I just did it because I could.
Yeah. This is really interesting to me. I'm learning a lot about like C style programming, because I've never really considered a language that has like raw access to pointers my main language. And so it tripped me out for a while, the way you're passing around ret1 and ret2 and et cetera. But it's a really cool idea, right? It's like a reference to where you can find the node.
Right.
And it's nice to do that because you get to link them
right
exactly the way you're linking them here.
Yeah, in the last session you said, think of a way to do objects, and this is sort of a crack at doing an object.
Yeah, I really like this. It took me a long time to understand, but I'm getting it now. Okay, so continuing on, we make a new node. Oh no, that's not true. This time we're calling a method on ret1, and you're linking it to. Oh wow. Okay, hold the phone here. Let me try to parse this. You're taking ret1, you're linking it to ret2 with the name next.
Yeah, and I think I should change some names in here just to clarify things.
So this is linking in a way that's totally different from the previous line.
Absolutely. One is I'm creating, in one case, I'm creating a node that already has a link in it.
Yeah.
Okay, when it's created, it has a link. In this case, I'm adding a link to
an existing one.
To an existing node. So.
Yep. And you're calling it ret4, and then you create another one the same way on the next line. Okay, I need to, but the directory structure is complex enough now that I need to sketch it out. So let's see here. I wish there were a way that I could set up my whiteboard. I wonder.
You can draw on my screen.
Oh, is that true? How's that work?
I don't know how to do that.
Do you mind if I take the share for a sec, and then we'll give it back to you to debug once I draw this?
Sure. I'm going to rename first head.
Okay.
I think that's confusing.
Yeah, I think that would help too. That's a good idea. Oh, GIMP looks different. Okay, so we've got something called root. Oh, what's going on here? GIMP, come on.
And I'm going to rename link to link as.
Oh, I can't even get my paint thing to work. Darn it. Okie doke. Oh, I never even started sharing my screen. Sorry.
Oops.
All right. So we've got root.
You know, there's really the specifics of how these are set up is not really important.
Well, I just need to keep my mind straight when I'm trying to think about what goes where. So let's name them like this. We had ret1, and then it linked to, dude, this is really hard to use. Okay. And then it linked to, so you tell me about this because I've forgotten a little bit.
Contracts. Oh,
There was
ret1 is root.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Contracts is ret2.
So, okay. Yeah, I think I understand. So, ret2, and we can call that link like this. Okay. And so then, did ret1 have any other children?
No.
There was a loop and an end in here somewhere.
Ret2 is linked to ret3. Okay, I wanted to make a general case here, sort of.
Okay, and what was that link called?
That was called end.
Okay, cool. And there was something about loop in here somewhere.
Okay, loop is a link back to ret 1.
From?
Ret 3.
Okay, and where does ret 4 go on all this?
Ret 4 is not a link. Is not a ret 4 is just a return of the link. The link as. Ret 4 and ret 5 are link as. Okay, there's a link as for the end, which is ret 4 actually, and loop is ret 5.
I'm not totally clear what you mean by that. So like
the return of the link as method. Okay, when it's done, it returns.
Yeah, but right, understood. So which of these nodes is also named ret 4 then is what I'm asking.
There is no, ret 4 is not a node.
Oh, what do you get back? What do you get back when as a return value when you call link as?
When you call link as, you
here, do you want to take the share back maybe? Oh no, yeah, you'll have to kick me off. Can you kick me off?
link as just returns nil.
Okay, cool. So this is complete then, right?
Yeah.
So this is complete.
I should call return act there.
Is this complete?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to take the share back then? We'll look at your code again. You might have to kick me off again. Nice.
So,
all right. So can I look at the test cases one more time? I just want to make sure I fully have my head wrapped around them. Because I think link as behaved differently than I expected.
yeah, link as, and I'll change this.
Oh, there's link as. Okay. Node 2, bang.
I'll just call it act so we don't get confused. So all I do is a union with the links.
So what does link as mean though? You mentioned file system. Is this like you're making a symlink?
What is the super?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So you don't put back in the node that you drew off of this channel. You put back something different.
Why does it get super? Oh. Okay, it's reconstructing it. Whatever was the super is the super, and the new.
Okay, whatever were the props are still the props, and
whatever was the links is now a union.
So you add, oh, I think
With the name and the node that you're linking.
so you're adding a link here.
I'm adding a link to the right. Link as a name to node.
Okay, cool. Can I look at the test cases again? Oh, there we go. Okay. So we have the root, which we call ret1. Then we have Oh, the node is named contracts, which we called ret2. But did it ever get linked?
Yeah, it got linked down below.
So my diagram was not correct. The link is not called contract.
No,
But the link is not called contracts. The link is called next. Right?
oh,
I'm just remembering that nodes can also have names, right? So ret1, oh.
yeah, you're right.
Ret1 is also called root, right? And then ret2 is also called, what was it, contracts?
That's the name.
Yeah, and then what's the name of ret3?
Not the name of the link. You're right. That was a mistake.
Yeah. So the link was called next. Okay, and then what was the name of the node that we called ret3?
Ret3
Oh, I guess I can still look too, right?
is node 3.
Okay, cool. Node 3. Okay, so we make a new ret2. Oh, no, wait. We make a new one. Its parent is ret2. Its name is node 3. It's linked via loop to ret1. Okay. Then node.link as, and we link ret1 to ret2 and call it next, and we link ret2 to ret3 and call it end. Okay, I'm fully up to speed. And then we wait till we get
Everything.
all of that stuff done. And we put them all right back on the same channels.
Right.
Except for 4 and 5, because that we didn't care about. And then we node on ret1, we query. Okay, let's comment out everything. Let's comment out the second query. I just want to see the first one run by itself.
Okay, the first query.
Oh, leave that one commented,
Okay.
and then
That works. It prints the name, root, data true.
okay. Let me run my head through that one then real quick. So you're saying ret1 query for props, and it prints out name. Oh, yeah, props is not anything to do with the linking. Okay, so that makes sense, and it works. You said,
Right.
Good. Okay, so the next one, we're querying the root node for bogus, and so we should get that error message, right?
Right.
And we should also get back nil, I guess you're saying, because that's what it returns.
That's what it should return. Actually, it doesn't return. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't call itself recursively.
Okay, cool. Can you do me a favor and comment out the next one? And I just want to see that one, the bogus one, run by itself.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. The bogus ends. Right.
I haven't seen it all. You know, I want to wrap my head around. Yeah.
Right. That's not a bug. Whoa. Oops. You want to see this forward, right?
Yeah, probably.
Problem is, it doesn't filter forward. You get a lot of.
Oh, it's gonna move. Yeah, I can't. No, go back then. I don't want to see all the network messages. Okay.
So we make the 3 new guys.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the printout actually of the final value of the 3 nodes.
Okay. So one of the one that is currently listed on the bottom line. Oh, hold on one second. The one that's listed lowest of.
That's node 3.
Okay.
And it has a link loop, unforgeable name.
These links, yeah. Okay. So so the difference is, I think I'm starting to get it. Some of the links you're setting up as actual links. You're putting in thing like a ret, right? A pointer to a node. Other times we're putting in actual nodes.
Okay, I see what's happening. So if I wanted to get an unforgeable name here, I would have to create one when I update, when I modify.
So let's see something real quick. Back in your code, I want to figure out which one's working as expected and which isn't, whether it's the link as or something different.
Well, this one's working as expected.
Hold on. Can you highlight something to show me which one is not the name of a node? Okay, yeah, good. That's good. And we got that nil back too. Right, that nil came out. Yeah.
Did we print that? I don't know that we printed that nil.
Yeah, totally. That was from your test case. Let's look at the test cases again. You even commented it in as the expected result.
But it goes to standard out.
Yeah, right. So that's where the nil came from, right? Oh, that one's. Oh yeah, right. Okie dokie. So some of the links we made with link as, right? So we made the link next and end with link as. So can we look at the data that we got back from the node? Web browser, please.
Okay, so
hold on. I want to see the left real quick.
Top one is contracts. The middle one, is node 3. What is this?
I think the answer we need is all the way on the left. I'm optimistic. Okay, cool. There we go. So I'm looking at the one line down from there. It says links, right? And then we get a map. And that's good because we expect links to be a map. And it should be a map that goes like end something unforgeable. The next path, something else unforgeable, and etc. But it doesn't do that here. It puts in another object. And I think that was the line up above that you just recently showed me in link as.
I'm not sure what you're looking at.
So there's a line. Okay, so highlight some line of text so that I can say higher or lower. Yes, that's the line that I'm looking at. Okay, perfect. So that line of output there represents a node, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. And one of the things that a node has is a field called links, and that, luckily for us, that happens to be the first one that printed. Yeah, so I'm looking one line. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. Now we're talking. Okay, cool. So we're looking at all those links there, right? And
okay, and there's only one. There
should only be one. That's right, and it should be called end, right? So you were saying, like, how did this get nested? Well, the reason it got nested is because end should not point at an actual node object. The standard you've set up is that these links point to channels, like your ret1, ret2, ret3, not actual objects like your nod1, nod2, nod3. So I think that's the trouble. There's an object there, but there should be a pointer there.
Well, what difference does it make?
Well, the difference that it makes is when you follow a link, you assume that you've been given a pointer, and the first thing you try to do is read the actual object off of that pointer. So if you were given an object, you can't read an object off of it.
That could be. So,
I think it's the method link as.
Let's take that a step further here. Okay, so that means that when I guess this is my concern. I guess my concern is this. And it seems to work okay, is that if I have, when I access node get here, okay, that's the value.
Right, and the reason you have that value is because maybe 6 or 7 lines higher, you read the value off of the channel this. So every time you query, you start by reading off of a channel called this.
All right.
So I think the bug is a little bit higher. You had a method called link as, right?
So link as I put back the value.
So the line that says this bang, I think that line is the problem.
So I need to create a name.
What we need to ultimately have there is still the exact same nod that we took off of it.
Which we do. We do. We're sending to the same name.
Link as is supposed to take this, and it's supposed to get its links, and in those links, it's supposed to add a new link that goes to node 2. It adds a key value pair, name : node 2, right?
It looks like I have a bug here. I don't know how.
Yeah, you've got a bug there, definitely. Can we get that in Atom and teletype it?
I think it would be easier if you just log into Robot as RChain and VI it.
Oh, dang. Okay. I can do that, I think.
I would have to run. Yeah. See, I'm running it on Robot. That's the problem.
Understood. Okay. Let me. I think I can do this. So I have to SS.
You could put it in Atom on your side.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's brainstorm together over here, and then we can try to come up with something that'll work. Do you mind if I take the share? So here comes Atom. And let's just, I wish my phone wouldn't ring so much. Let's go to desktop and we'll just save this as like gym.row or something. I'm just brainstorming here. So we have this contract, and it takes in this link as, right? And then it takes in the name that we're going to give the link. It takes in the target. And then it takes in a return, an ACK channel, right? You got to correct me if I'm making a mistake here. Does this look like your code?
Yeah.
Okay, and the goal is we want to take whatever's on this and we want to give it a new link, right? So so we'll do like for, I think this is the pattern we've been using, for nod from this.
Right. Now this is empty.
Now this is empty, right? So what we want to do is we want to do like we want to do nod.get links. So we look up all its links. And how do you add something to a map? Is there like insert or add or something?
Union.
Oh, the union's the only way to do it?
I think you could do an add also.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I was
Set.
I was doing a union so I wouldn't get an error if I changed something.
Okay, so we're going to dig up these links and we're going to add this new record that goes from name to target. But the problem is that doesn't allow us to mutate anything, right? That gives us a new one. So
Right.
what we need, so we need to actually put that thing into
That's what I do. I recreate the node, putting that in.
that's your problem, though. Recreating the node isn't quite what we want to do. I don't think.
I write the new value of the node.
I think that might be what we want to do. So reading it from inside out, we look up the links. We make a new thing that is exactly the same, except it has a link to the target. And then we take that newly expanded one and we set it back into links.
Yeah, but we're dealing with immutable data.
Yeah.
It's not really changing.
Right. We're not mutating. You're right. So this is a new here.
Which you can write back to this.
Good?
Right.
I think that's going to do it, Jim.
That's exactly that's pretty much what I'm doing, although that is better.
Yeah, let's see if it is the same. The more at first I thought it was a lot different, but now the more I think about it, it doesn't seem as different. So I'm going to drop that in Discord so we can both access it.
That's a better way to do it. So
can you share again? Oh, that is exactly what you're doing.
Node dot set. Oh, node dot set.
Oh, Jim, here's the difference. Here's what you and I did different. I agree that that was almost identical. At the very end of this line, when you do your union, you put in name colon node 2, but that should be name colon node 2 with an E. You don't ever want to take the node off that channel. I think that's the whole problem.
Yep.
It took me thinking I was rewriting something whole different that turned out to be exactly the same to notice that one little difference.
Where is this node get super? I'm confused. Oh, okay. 'Cause I'm duplicating it. Oops. This is a lot easier, a lot nicer.
Wait a second. You've got a node.get links here .add.
Yeah. What is it?
You want to set node.set links, and you want to set it to node.get links.add. You want to get the old links, add something to it, and store that back into the links. It's, I think, right after your comma is where you want to start adding node.get links. Yeah.
Is node.set correct, or is that bad?
The first one, way back on the left, node.set, that's correct. And then we want to node.get links. Yeah, that looks good. .add. Oh, and I might have had syntax. It might be, I think this is a method. Maybe it should be like named comma, or I think I messed that up. Let's look at the cheat sheet again. Yeah, I think that, so those just need to become parens and the comma a colon or something like that. Star name. And then here's the big change here is that this should be node 2 now.
Whoops.
You're good. Just one more paren in there. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, maybe one more paren now. That looks good.
Okay.
So now I think, Jim, since we didn't use node 2 anymore, I don't think you ever have to read it off of that node 2 channel in the first place.
Yeah.
Because we never used Node 2, right? We switched it to Node 2. So yeah, exactly. Nice. So then we don't need to write it back on the next line.
I guess my problem with that, the problem I have with that is Node 2 is a unforgeable name that I created in the new, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what we want here, though. That's how all your links work. Your links are working by saying this name points to this unforgeable name from which a node can be read. That's how the other ones that you set up with your new method also work.
Right.
Up above, because we can see. Oh, well, you just passed them in that way, I guess.
Okay. Now, did we update the use cases here? What are we testing?
Wait a second. I think you've got one more line that needs to be removed up top, because you took off the read from Node 2, but then we don't need to write back to Node 2. Yeah, there it is. Nice. All right, that looks perfect. Yeah, now you're right. What are the test cases?
So we're doing the bogus query, which we don't really need to do.
Yeah, that one worked, I think, right? We were both happy with that one. The next one is the most interesting one. I'm ready to try it. I think it might work. Oh, these are interesting test cases. You did a good job picking test cases. I didn't understand them at first, but yeah, like you follow the loop link and everything. I mean, we should be able to start at root and go next and loop next and still get something.
Yeah, we could go around and around and around.
Name variable 1210 used in process context at 1313. Oh yeah, for @nod from this, or add a bunch of stars. We should just read that in as for @nod. I think that'll solve it all.
I've never done that. That's interesting.
You did that right down in query.
Oh, I did?
Oh, at, not star. Yeah, not a star there.
Oh, I don't know why I'm thinking.
Yeah, there you go.
Because yeah, I've never star there obviously wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're good to go. We're going to test.
I think so.
Wait. Next props.
So what props? I mean, that's according to the diagram. That is the
Every node has properties and it has links.
Right. So we start at root, we go next, which takes us to contracts. What props does contracts actually have? I just don't remember.
Just name equals contract.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, that should be pretty identifiable.
I got that in the comments here.
Yeah, nice. Oh, right. Duh. Okay, cool. Let's try it. Oh, you paused it.
No output. That's bizarre.
That is bizarre. So it created our nodes again, just like ever. Okay.
It didn't print our nodes.
It looks like it got stuck at link as, because after we create those, that's when we start linking.
Yeah, I think our 4 was probably never satisfied. Maybe.
Let's check it out. Should we put a debugging line in there? Standard out. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh no, it was satisfied because we printed node 1, node 2, node 3, and that's inside the 4. Right?
No, we printed out the news. Oh.
Oh wait, what is? Oh, that's debugging lines from when we're inside of new, right?
Right. That's how.
Okay. Understood.
We created them.
So I agree with you. We never got into the 4. And I guess that's because one of the things never returned, right? Probably 4 and 5 that came from link as. So maybe that 4 never ran. Let's put some debugging up in here. Okay, so I'll just rattle off some debugging lines. So yeah, exactly. Standard out inside of link as, and then inside of that 4, then we'll do like standard out, got nod from this. Ooh, it's snowing here.
Wow.
Got nod, yeah, nice, perfect. Okay. That's weird.
So we returned ACK. 4 and 5 we got. What didn't we rewrite? We rewrote this. So we did the 3 news. We did the 2 link asses. But we didn't get something.
Yeah, one of those things didn't happen there, right?
But no,
we did both link as's. Yeah, go ahead.
We got the 3 news, right? So the only issue is, what did we change?
I'm guessing that for some reason we didn't get anything. Oh, where did we get to now? Let's see.
We changed this node too.
Yeah, I mean, that was the bug fix, right? That's what we're thinking was the problem before.
Yeah. Just for the heck of it.
Well, if you change that back, then we've got to change reading it in off of the other channel, and like there is no nod 2 right now. That's not even a thing. That's the whole bug fix that we just did. How about here's just my thinking about this. The question we have is we aren't sure which of those things that you've joined together we're not getting. And so a way that we can tell for sure is to do individual receives on each channel. One that's just on RET 1, one that's just on RET 2, etc. Oh, is that going to work? Not in par. Well, okay. Can we look at the test cases real quick? So what if we remove a few things from your join? Not permanently, just as a debugging measure. Like if we take out nod 1 and nod 2 from that join, just to see if we... Oh, that's going to be a little hard, I guess. That's a lot of code commenting. Well, how about this, Jim? What if we work in async for a little while? Is there any way I could get this code?
Just log into Robot.
Log into Robot. Okay, cool. And then so SSH RChain at robot.net.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'm here. So where does it live?
Right there. Node.row.
Node.row. Got it.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah.
I mean, we can go back and forth editing, right?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so there we are. Whoops. Oh, because you're also editing.
You want? I can get out. I'm out.
All right, nice. Okay. So I want to just try for a second and see if this matches when we don't bring in node 1 and node 2. If it does go, if this 4 does fire, then that tells us that at least one of node 2 and node 1 were missing. Okay, and then I guess I can maybe do this too, right? Is that going to work? No previous command. Okay. What were you doing, eval?
Yeah.
And then I can view that at, where do I go?
Robot.net/log.
/log.
It's no. rnode-log.
Syntax error 87.3. Whoa. Oh. Excuse me. Syntax error 87.3. Wait, that's the same thing, right? Unpause. Oh. I just want to see any output. What's going on here? Oh, it gave us an error here. That's the problem. Okay, top level free variables are not allowed at 90, nod to at 96. Okay, so we got something to run. I believe this is from now. Oh, stand still. I honestly don't think I can debug with it moving around like this.
You can do a tail on rnode.log.
Oh, yeah. That's what I want to do, definitely. Oh.
PI rnode.log.
This is janky, but this is the only thing that I can think of that will allow me to stay sane and debug at the same time. Why is it all red? Why is that all red? Oh, what is going on here? I don't know why it's all red. Now it looks normal.
What did you do?
I don't know. It starts looking normal down here, but it's all goofy up here. Maybe tabs and spaces.
It could have tabs in it, yeah. I don't have my Vim set up right.
Yeah.
I put in tabs. Sorry, guy.
Oh, no, that's okay. No, we're doing fine. Just clean it up a little bit. Oh, we did it. Okay, all right, cool. So they're replaced. No, something real goofy. I definitely did something real goofy here.
Okay.
I just can't understand why it's always red.
What are you using for highlighting?
It's a thing I found that I just found it on GitHub somewhere. It's called, I can tell you what it's called in a sec. Let me see if I can finish this bit first. So what's something's not nested right here. This is the problem. There we go. What's this par doing here? Oh. Got it. I think that's, oh, it was, yeah, here, let me try it this way. All right, but I just can't understand why it's all red, but.
Yeah. Well, look at.
Is this confusing you? Oh, having that on the next line confused it.
Having what on the next line?
Having that brace down here.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's definitely a bug in the syntax highlighter. Oh, it's weird. This one didn't confuse it. Okie doke. So after all of that, now here's our test cases. And so what we've got is we're waiting for just 3 of these things to come back. And then we're going to try to query. It's not going to like that either. Okay. I believe I have a node running. Got back nodes. Okay, so we got this line that says got back nodes. That line printed from right here, which means that when I commented out not the part where we tried to get node 1 and node 2, the 4 went, which means that node 3, node 4, and node 5 were all good, all successful. This is just bugging me. So either or more likely both of these first 2 nodes are not coming through. And I think the reason is that something we did in link as messed those up. So let's just check here.
So I think the only change really was that we used node instead of nod.
We also restructured this a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to make any difference.
Oh, we've seen this bug before. No, wait, is that true? There's something that was with registry.
Oh, are we sure we got the right methods here?
That's a good question. Add expects 1 par argument, but got 2 arguments. That's the problem. We're calling add incorrectly. Good call, Jim. So let's see here.
It wants a
set. It's .set. Damn it. We even looked it up and saw that it was set.
now what? Okay, we call set twice.
We even used set over here. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's run that. Well, now I've got to undo all these silly changes that I made down here. Okay. So we take in all of them, we debug, we print out, we put all of them back so they're not destroyed, and we print them all out. And which one of these was a good one? This one, right? Okay, no more method problems. Oh, we got a bunch of output.
We got, okay, name contracts we got, which is what we wanted.
That's the final output. What's all this junk? Oh, inquiry, match last. Oh, that's all debugging.
Yeah.
Good. Let's try a harder one. So this time we're doing node 1 and we're going to query next. I want to get crazy. I want to go next and loop next. And then what's a good one to end on? Props.
Sure.
This should work, right?
That should work. Next.
Boom. That's cool, right?
Yep.
All right. I feel pretty good about that. So, Jim, after all that messing and everything, the only problem that I had to solve was
It still should have worked with the, I would think.
with the long version, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I agree. I totally agree. At first I thought I was fixing something there, but I wasn't. The fix was this, though. Node 2 versus node 2.
Right, but I guess putting a set there as opposed to a pointer to a set, why did that make a difference? I mean, a pointer to a map. I mean, if I physically put the map in there as characters, that would work.
No, I don't think so. It has to be a channel. It has to be a channel at the top level. Yes, if you physically typed out the map at this level, yes, but not at this level. We can't type out that map. And the reason is that all of these methods, whenever you call them, the very first thing they do is read the actual data off of this pointer. Like whatever we put here is eventually going to become this, in some recursive call or somewhere down the line. And so this has to be something that you can read a node off of. It can't be a node itself. It has to be a pointer to an object, not an actual object.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It took me a long time to wrap my head around how you were doing the pointers here, but it's a really, really brilliant idea that I really like.
Yeah, it's just that there's so many little ideas here, you get them mixed up. But
yeah, totally, totally.
I wanted to get that straight. I guess I'm still not totally convinced why it wouldn't work if we.
Yeah. Well, you should play with it, and if it does, that would be. You should let me know, and I'll learn too.
The thing we're reading from node 2, at node 2, is.
At some point, it's going to be known as nod, right? In some future call, node 2 will be known as this, and the thing that we read from it will be known as nod.
But we're not changing that thing at all.
Yeah, we didn't change node 2. That's right. We changed this. When we call, this link as, we're trying to change this, not node 2. Node 2 is just the target of the linking.
Yeah.
And we did change this by here.
Unfortunately, this is longer than 2,000 characters, so you can't send it in Discord.
Oh, no. I bet I can attach it.
But
do you want it, or do you want to just make the change in yours?
Why don't you give it to me and fix the tabs,
oh, that's right. Yeah,
tabs and all that.
Oh, that's a bad name for it, but whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, you know what it is. Oh, I'm happy we got that working. That's cool code.
Yeah, that was a stumbling block.
Totally.
So basically, what I'm building is the user agent,
Okay.
and it'll basically it will serve GraphQL. Okay, where each node will be ultimately a strongly typed node.
Right.
And so it's like every object is a node.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
We can make a graph of them, and they have properties, which are the fields.
Yeah. This goes all the way back to what you were teaching me this summer about GraphQL and plans to query RChain with it.
Right, and I'm going to be this will be our this will serve for the directory of users, the decentralized identifier database, our contracts by name.
Yeah.
We won't have to look them up in the registry every time.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, well, we basically have we have a personal root which is linked to all the stuff we can see.
So, okay, right. So you have to do one registry lookup, I think, right? You have to get that root from the registry, and then from there you're done, though. That's it.
Right, and we each have a root. There's a root in every activity in the social ledger. It's, I mean, in the general case, every association has its own root, which is the stuff that we, the interactions, the stuff that we share.
Yeah.
Okay. And, things, the team shares and the organization shares.
Understood.
Now, the permissions and stuff are going to be a real problem. It's not going to, this technique of doing the objects has a disadvantage in that if you get the URL for one of these contracts, I mean, get the URI or get the address. I mean, we're not actually going to have to register them. Okay, we're going to store them in our own directory.
Oh yeah, right. You register them in this thing that we just built, as opposed to like the registry.
Right.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, this was fun. I'm glad we got to dig in on that. It's been a while since we coded together for a long term.
Yeah, thank you for spending the time.
No problem. It was good to work on. So
we're still
what was that?
We're still recording, I see.
Oh, we are. That's okay. Everyone will stop before this point. So anyway, all right, man. I'm gonna sign off.
Take care now.
Bye, Jim.
Bye-bye.